Hey my lovelies, welcome back to another episode of the Year of Cooking Canuck. Once again, thank you so very kindly for spending a part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. Guys, on today's segment of Memories of Malta, I'm going to be showing you a recipe that dates back to leaner times, harder times, i.e. the war. Guys, during the war, the Maltese didn't have access to fresh meat, and like many countries, they were rationed on many products. So they turned to tinned meat, and most of the time that tinned meat would have been corned beef. Now the Maltese still use corned beef in their recipes today. So this recipe is still being made in households as I speak. Guys, what we're making is TORTA TAL-BULU BIJF, and I hope I said that correctly. Basically, it's a corned beef pie. It's really tasty. Now, I have to admit, guys, corned beef used to be really inexpensive, but now it's quite pricey, but it's well worth it. This recipe can feed a whole family. So guys, without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and make this amazing Maltese corned beef pie. Hey, Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen countertop. As usual guys, all of the ingredients and the amounts I'm using will be below in the description box. Click show more. So what I have here are some carrots, onions, and small potatoes. What I've done with my carrots is I've quartered them lengthwise and then just cut them into a pretty small dice, like so. To my large onion, I gave it a pretty good dice. And what I have here, guys, are new potatoes or baby potatoes. What I went ahead and did is I started to peel them. You don't really have to, but I'm going to do that. If you can't find these, you can use just some small potatoes, and I'll give you the quantities in the description bar. So I'm going to continue peeling and chopping my carrots and peeling my potatoes, and I'll be right back and show you what we do with them next. Hey guys, so everything is prepped, and I've gone ahead and started to open up my corned beef. If you've never opened up a corned beef can, it's kind of old school and really interesting. I'm just taking the label off this. I'm not being paid from them, but it comes with a little key, and you stick the key onto this little metal tab, and then you just twist. I'm sure you guys have done this before. And it goes all the way around the can, and then you can take the corned beef out. But I thought I'd just show that for those of you who have not bought corned beef before. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then so now we're all prepped, guys. Let's head to the stove. Hey gang, welcome to the stove top. What I have in my skillet here, my deep-sided pan, is some good quality olive oil, which I'm bringing up to temperature on a medium-high heat. What I've gone ahead and done with my potatoes is I put them into a pot with some water, and I'm going to boil these not until they are completely cooked, because they're going to cook further in the pie. So my oil is hot. I got a bit of water in there, that's why it splashed on. Oh, simmer down. It's come alive. There was a bit of water in there, that's why, guys. So just do be careful. So right, I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna start sauteing my onions and carrots until they're softy. Getting soft anyways, guys. And I'm gonna season this with some Himalayan pink salt. And some freshly cracked black pepper. We're going to let these go for a little bit. If you need to add a splash of water, you can do that as well. And I'll bring you back and show you the next step. Alright guys, my onions and carrots have gotten nice and soft. The carrots have just a little bit of a bite, but they're soft. My potatoes are all done. I've drained the water out of them, and I'll show you what I do with them in just a sec. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my corned beef, which I've just roughly sliced up to help it along. We're going to let the corned beef go until it breaks all up. But now I want to season this a little bit. Now I'm not going to add any more salt because the corned beef is a bit salty. You can add pepper if you want. What I'm going to do, and it's optional guys, I'm going to add just a little bit of mild curry. I don't think this would have been used during war times. It's more of a later item. But the Maltese do like to use curry in a lot of their cooking. You're not putting a lot in. You don't want this to taste like, you know, an Indian dish. It's just a little hint in the background. And also at this time, I'm going to go ahead and add kunserva, which is tomato paste. I'm going to add this entire tube. Now there are recipes out there, guys, that may call for some diced tomatoes, like pulpa, but you gauge yours and see if it's needing some more moisture. You might want to add some of that in there, or you can just add a little bit of water. Right, oh, it's smelling great. So that's in. Just don't use ketchup, guys. This is breaking down already. So I'm going to let this continue cooking until the corned beef completely breaks down, and then I'll show you what I do next. Hey guys, so as you can see, my corned beef has gotten nice and mashed in there, and I've had a taste of it, and I actually did add a little smidge of salt and pepper. If your mixture seems to be a bit dry, go ahead and add a little bit more kunserva, tomato paste, or a splash of water, or even a little bit of tomato juice, like passata if you like. Now the Maltese kunserva is not double concentrated, so it's sweeter. So guys, if you're using double concentrated tomato paste, you might want to add a bit of water and maybe a pinch of sugar, just to balance out the acidity. Right, so this is looking good. I'm going to turn my heat off for the moment, and I'm just going to set this aside and get my potatoes here. What I'm going to do with my drained potatoes, I'm just going to give them a quick push. I don't want to mash them completely because they're going to get mixed up, guys. And this thickens our pie as well. So go ahead and add the potatoes. And our last addition is I have some frozen peas. You don't have to add the peas, but I love them. Give everything a good mix. And then you're simply going to set this aside, and we'll start on our pastry. And I'll bring you back when we're ready for that. Hey guys, what I have here is my pastry dough. Now, if you want to know how to make this pastry dough, I shall put a link to my tortilla recipe in the description box. Use your favorite pastry dough, or you can use store-bought or frozen, whatever you prefer. So I have my pastry dough here, which I previously made, froze and thawed out. I'm going to add some flour to my board and my rolling pin. Guys, you've seen this before on my channel, and I'm sure many others. So I'm going to roll out the bottom of my pie crust. Now, your bottom of the pie crust should always be a bit larger than the top. And give it a turn to ensure a round shape. So I'm going to continue rolling out my pie crust in such a manner, and I'll bring you back when this is all done. Alright guys, my pie crust has all been rolled out, and I want to just make sure it's going to fit in my pan and the sides, which looks like it should. So I've buttered my pie dish, guys. Some recipes don't call for that. This one actually does, so that's what I did. So I'm just going to roll out my pie crust, get my pie plate. Again, guys, you've probably seen this many times before. And then roll out your pie crust. And you want to make this fit your pie plate. And then what you're going to do is you're going to gently put your pie crust into your pie plate, just by pushing it down into the corners. And you want a bit of the overhang for your bottom crust. Like so. Just be gentle. And then what you want to do is just give the bottom a few prick marks. And then we'll go ahead and put our filling. Alright guys, we have our filling here. Hope you can hear that. It should be moist. If you find yours, again, too dry, you can add just a little dash of water. But mine looks really great. So let's go ahead and place our pie filling in. As you can see, there's some potatoes that are whole, some that are mashed up. And this recipe will yield you one pie, guys. Deep dish. Just pile it in there for now, because you're going to smooth this out, don't worry. It may look a lot, but you'll see. Perfect. And then you're going to want to tamp this down and smooth it out to the edges. Gently. make sure there's no air pockets in there, so just tamp it down quite good, guys. Got some on the crust there. Doesn't matter. Right. So that's looking great. Lovely and full. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to roll out the top the same way I did the bottom. Before rolling out the bottom part of your pie, you might want to go ahead and just cut off the excess overhang on your pie. Just go around the lip of your pie dish. If you have handles, cut it where the handles are, and using your knife against the pie dish, just go ahead and cut off the excess around. Again, guys, you've probably seen this many times before. And then you have extra scraps that you can use for decoration or add to your other dough that you've used for another project. Let's roll out the top and place that on. Alright guys, the top of my pie pastry has been rolled out. So all we need to do now is place this on top of our pie. So same thing, I'm just going to roll this around my rolling pin. Bring my pie over. Whoop. That worked out real good. And just place it on top. Press the edges around the pie plate down a bit. And again, we're going to cut off the excess around the pie plate. You've seen me do this before, guys. What I'm going to do is complete this, but what I'm going to do is crimp with a fork on top of the edge of the pie plate with a fork all the way around. This doesn't necessarily need a really fancy crust. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around my pie, and then I'll bring you back. Alright guys, the top of my pie pastry is on here. I preheated my oven to 180 Celsius. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to poke some ventilation holes in the pie. And if you like, you can adorn this with decoration. It's up to you. I've gone ahead and made a Maltese cross. At least I think it looks like a Maltese cross. So I'm going to put that on my pie. Guys, the decoration is not mandatory, obviously. I think it looks nice though. So then I'm going to just give this a little bit of an egg wash. This is just simply one egg with a bit of cold water beaten. And I'm going to place that on my pie. Like I said, guys, the oven is set to 180 Celsius. You're going to bake this until golden brown. The inside is pretty much cooked, as you know. If you find your pie browning too quickly, no problem. Just place some tin foil over the top until it's ready. And then the last few minutes of cooking. Obviously, you can take the tin foil off. So guys, my pie is ready for the oven, 180°C. I'll see you when she comes out. Grazie Hafna. Hey everyone, so our corned beef pie is all done. It's right out of the oven. It's still piping hot inside. Nice and crispy. I'm gonna let this cool down for a little bit and we'll have a slice. Okay everyone, let your corned beef pie cool down just until you're able to slice it, obviously. As you can see in here, you can see the potato, the peas, the carrots, the beautiful crust. So let me go in and have a taste. Oh, it looks and smells amazing. Mm. 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 That is really good, guys. Really, really good. Oh, I hope you try this, guys. I really do. It's a simple ingredient that was used in hard times, amped up. Serve this with a side salad, with steamed veggies. It's beautiful. Guys, thank you so very much for watching this segment of Memories of Malta here at the Euro Cooking Canuck. Please join me on social media. My Facebook page will be below. Comment, I love all your comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to consider and join me. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. There'll be a few pics to follow. Grazie Hafna. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.